Hello. Um, it's another one small tutorials. First of all, I want to apologize for the color loot. In my previous tutorial was accidentally switched on, so it's slightly yellowish. I decided to make this tutorial because I have some leftovers from the shooting in the museum, and I thought it could be a good idea to use it somehow. So I had a photograph of this helicopter, which I decided to make a 3D scan object. So I did the 41, as I count, 41 photographs of this scene, and I just walked around with my regular lens and camera. The lens is pretty wide. This is useful when you're using a wider lens. It just gets more detail in one photo, right? So it's approximately 14 millimeters on full frame. Yeah, I guess it's the same lens, so it's 14 millimeters. And well, I just walk around this heli and made 41 picture. And well, let's try to somehow load them and see what happens, right? Yeah, it's I guess Photoscan software professional. So the workflow I'm using, there is the workflow inside the edges of Photoscan. When you just press add photos, you pick up, I converted them to EXRs, by the way, because it just gives me, doesn't cut off the highlights and shadows, so just keep the lossless workflow, right? So I have 41, so I just select them all and click open, right? So they are here. Then I just press the next selection in the workflow menu option, so align photos. Well, I'd like to say that it takes a while for this software to analyze everything. So I just for the sake of to make the tutorial shorter, I select the medium, but you could select the highest. It may take for an hour or two, but I select the medium, and it just tries to detect all the points which are matching points of few neighboring photos, and detect the camera position and what's my trajectory was when I was shooting this set of photos. So as you see, it takes less than a minute, but it's on the medium. On the highest, it may take a lot longer. So it's almost done. Yeah, so it gives me well, for some reason it doesn't count the others. I'm pretty sure they was walking around, right? But because we didn't choose the highest, it just counts as if I was walking around on one side. Let's try. The second option is build dense cloud. We use the medium because it may take a long. Alright, so it's reconstructing depths, and it gives us less than 30 seconds. 2 seconds. So not much. I think the process is almost done, and generating. It generated the dense point cloud. I think we have to move to the next step and build a mesh. Again, you could set up a custom, but well, let's try medium again. It's again less than a minute. But I already see some mistakes which are coming from the first step, because I'm pretty sure I walked around the whole helicopter. I made a circle, but it doesn't give me a circle. It gives me just a portion of the circle. Not sure why. Probably because I didn't. Okay, so what do we have? We have something, right? There's something, and it looks like Bloby helicopter scan. Well, but it took us, as you see, less than 3 minutes, right? So, but okay, let's move to the next step. Let's build a texture. Again, I just set up, I will write 3000 by 3000, and nothing. Yeah. Well, it takes less than 10. No, but it's again, it's around 1 minute for each step. 4 steps, 4 minutes. And it may took you 3 minutes to shoot this helicopter. So you could spend 10 minutes and get a model. Like, not a model, it's this you cannot call it a model, but this is a good starting point to build a model, because you will have the textures and the proportions. Alright. So alright, so we have something, but very noisy, and it's not right, because I'm pretty sure that they did couple. I made it around. So we have this part of the heli. This is an example of the results when you set everything on medium, right? I had one which I set to high, which I remember I set to high. So I don't save this one. Oh, maybe I could. Well, I don't know. Once you, if you are happy, but I'm not. If you're happy, you could export model, and it will export a texture with this model, right? And you could bring this model into modern software and improve it, cut off the all blobs and make a view these. But I have a better model which took me an hour or something for all the steps. So I'm discarding this. Maybe I could save it. Where I will save it. Save as test. Alright, so I import the high. This is again, this is the same process, but it was built from the start with the highest, and it gives me the whole. So when you step on the add photos and you add some photos, you select the highest precision, right? And it will take a lot longer. Like 40 minutes is okay, but the result, you see, it it just made the correct decision of my trajectory. So it almost a circle. Well, so we have this model, right? And you could ask me, what we gonna do with this? It's a lot of garbage around, and what we shall do? There is no UVs, and the textures look horrible. You cannot work with these textures, as I know, and you have to do something. So what we do is we export the model as heli export tutorial. So we export the model as obj, and if you don't want to lose anything, so you just select the EXRs, right? And that's pretty much it. You press OK. Well, you see, for this model, it even takes a while to export because it has a lot of polygons. Well, it's another minute. Once it's exported, I will try to import it into the Maya software and show you how to make use of this. I mean, I'm not an expert at all in this stuff. I'm just using it to to generate some models from time to time, and it's not my everyday software. So once you open it, I'll open scene. So I don't remember where I saved it. Heli export to option. So because I didn't select the import file. Import. Yeah, here it is, the heli export tutorial. So once you import it, it should show up somewhere. No, it's heavy. Takes a while. My computer is not very powerful, so the video card is not very powerful. It's just average computer. Alright, so the model is in. Oh, it's very dense model, I guess. Yeah, once you load it, you could go to hardware detection, and you have this garbage sort of starting point, but it at least looks very natural. It doesn't look like something which was built by in 5 minutes. So we could try to look at the UVs. So UV air. Yeah, that's how the UVs look. So, I mean, it doesn't look right. So many chunks, and It's too heavy. I cannot move the. So I close it. It's not usable. You see the chunks are everywhere. Pretty much very hard to paint. So what I would recommend to do is to switch to this modern tool. And for example, if you make this dense model leaf, let's say this is a making leaf, right? Make the selected object leaf. So now this is a leaf object. What it does, it just when you use these options on the right, the quad draw, it will be able to paint something on top of this leaf surface. Not paint, I mean you could be able to model. So I'm really trying to do it very fast. If you just put a points, and once you click shift, it give you options. So I guess I need more. It give you options. So to make the polygons, just well, again this polygon they will be on the surface, but it's just retopologizing of the. Again, you put these dots, and pressing shift, you add the polygons. It's pretty heavy. So we will try to make a very quick retopology, so you will see how. And this is the central portion, right? So we just put like I don't know. I'm trying to make it fast, but probably it's not the best idea to make it fast. You have to somehow make it accurate as well, because the topology is important, right? So alright, for now I guess I could make a body. I guess I missed. Oh, I don't want this. I just don't need these triangles. Okay. So I need another one. I'm just trying to quickly build. So the problem is. Just don't want to make the whole helicopter, and just want to finish up a certain portion and show you how you could bring it back to the software to build the proper textures. So you could just use it for. All right. One more, because this door looks pretty promising. Just press the. How do I delete this vertical? Oh. Alright, so we have quads. Now you have this model. We should have this portion of this model, right? So I would just use the best possible option, maybe the easiest possible. I just make a camera-based UVs, and now we will have a UV editor. That's the camera-based UV. So this, if you hide the heli, it's pretty heavy. I'm trying to hide it. Alright, if you hide the heli, you will see that we now have the retopologized portion of the heli. And if we export it, for selection is OBG selection. So we just write it to the same directory. Heli retopo, and we export this portion. So now in this we import this mesh, import model, heli retopo, and now we have it here. You see, this is a mesh that now we want to build a texture for this one, right? Out of these tons of photographs. So we build a texture, but instead of generic, we will ask it to keep UVs. So, and just press OK. And now we have retopologized version of the heli, which has pretty nice. I won't call it nice, but it's pretty usable starting point for ZBrush and for pretty much any other software. Now what we do, we just file export model, and we press export retopo Maya. Export retopology Maya. So we export the EXR, and once we have it, right now this is the previous one, and if we import this model, and now we could hide it. And now we have pretty much useful thing. That's the portion of the heli, and if you keep going doing this part, so you could all right. I'm just interested. What if I do the starting point, the nodes of the heli, because I just wonder if I could make it. So that's the heli itself. Yeah, for example, if I could make the nose, it's still alive. Yeah, seems alive. Yeah. So if I select quadro, and what if I try to do this one, like it's. I'm just doing it out of curiosity because just control. If you press shift, you'll be able pretty fast to do this pretty complicated portion. I think I missed. So, well, oh, it's not exact, but it's nose, file, extra selection, nose, extra selection, file, import, model, nose. Ah, we didn't make the UV, so UV to the spherical should be right. Alright, let's try. Set to export this in selection, nose, selection. Once we import file, import model, nose, open. Okay, we have the model, and we just say build textures, keep UV. We select the keep UV, and press OK. Alright, so we export the model. So model to nose. Export nose text export. Save it. XR. Okay. What if we just hide this one? and file import no stick export import. And we hide this one as well. So we have a nose and so as you see, I have a usable model, but yeah, of course you could do the better mapping, the UV mapping. You should be able to do this one piece. Yeah, but for the sake of the tutorial, because it takes a while, I hope you get the idea. You could make as many chunks if you want. Yes, it is the helicopter. It consists of many parts. It's not organic, and you could just start to build very realistic one using the EXR texture. So if we just make it out of curiosity, if you add the light, skyline light, this one. I remember if I don't remember if I have a HDRI for this one. I don't know what is this. This is industrial something. This will launch. Oh, this looks better. Well, I guess oh, it's just the portions. Right, so if you aren't let's see what happens. I never see it before. Well, I mean, I'm just doing it. Nothing happens. Oh. Too shiny. Because I think it's a phone. Because it's a phone. If you add if you change it to phone to lumber. This one as well. Lumber. Ah, I think I know why it's there. Because it should be raw. It should be raw. And this one should be raw. Because we exported it without any so it will convert it to the yes. So this I think is a smoothing problem. What if we apply the smoothing option? Arnold subdivision Clark 2. Yeah. So well, again, this is just portions of heli. Once you do and you split all the shiny parts, it should look alright. So that's a very small workflow. How you could use your camera to make a scans of some objects. Again, you use a camera with wide lens. You make a few photos around, like not necessarily around. You just make a certain select certain positions to keep parallax between images, and after you have a set of photos, you upload to the program Agi Photoscan and just follow the workflow. Once you have a model, you export this model, and you have two ways of working with it. You could cut the blobbiness and all the garbage away from it, and import it into that brush, or you could just make a retopologizing of the whole model in Maya with the help of this Quadro or whatever tool you have. One important thing, so if you want to export it back to the Agi Photoshop to make to reproject the textures and make it to reproject the photographs and make the texture, you should not move this object. If you move this object, the whole workflow will be destroyed. So you import it in Maya, and you just don't move the object. You work with the object in place, and then you export it. You export this new geometry, which is at the same position like the object you imported from the Agi Photoscan, and you re-import it to the Photoscan, and then you will successfully reproject the photographs and export it with textures. After that, you could do whatever you want with this model, because the textures will be using these UVs from your model, not from the projections. So that's it. I hope it will help you in some project. Thank you for watching. Bye.